Alright, folks, welcome back, everyone. 欢迎大家回来. Change your plan, just staying at your home now. Oh, okay, alright, fair. 今天是第258天, say 258. What happened to the change of plans, Procon? What the heck? Have you decided on your own? I think sleepover is kind of adorable. That's kind of cool that you have your friends nearby. I don't have, like, my friends don't live nearby, or else it would be kind of interesting. I don't think it feels like high school, you know what I mean? Like, or it feels like college. Everyone's so nearby I mean, dormitories still kind of suck a little bit, dormitory back in the day, but it's the idea of having people nearby is really cool. And then of course then graduate school changes all of that. You've decided to stay awake until tomorrow night as you have an early lecture on Monday, and you have a terrible track record of pressing snooze on alarms if you haven't had enough sleep. Oh. Manage responsibly. I have definitely, I have most definitely can empathize with that. I've done that a couple of times. I've done that post this too, like back in the day when I streamed like 13 to 14 hours a day. Every single day. Did I ever tell you that? Obviously Twitch never allowed me to preserve these things, but when I first started streaming, it was around the time when I'm about to end my like current position, and it was a little before COVID. So the stream schedule is like an average of 14 hours a day for like the first 6 months or something to a year. I practically the only thing that wasn't on stream or like in the waking hours was probably that was it. Like the eating happened, it was something else. Young. It was being young is how I would describe that. All right, so we have 4 things to do here. So how are you gonna stay awake? What are you gonna do to stay awake? What are you gonna do? What's your routine? You gotta set a routine for these things. 手术 is heck. Shoshu, which is surgery, hand art, hand skill, and then 足部 oh. Wait. Just kidding. Forcing yourself to get up even when you're tired is something you should definitely work on. That's a tough skill. That's really a tough skill. I do the military hop up. That's not true. That's not a thing. But I do like the I just pop off bed. Like that's just it. Like the and then just launch myself off the bed. I sleep on the floor, so it requires like an actual active squat up. So like immediate just squat up. It's like I'm really tired, but it's just like immediate. There's no like slugging and dragging myself up. I just pop out. However, as you're not comfortable that you could definitely do it, you thought that staying up until about 7 p.m. tomorrow is the best way to guarantee you can wake up early in the morning. That's fair enough. To be honest, you think you'll have to stop watching your stream because as mentally engaging as I don't think it's something that would help you awake. That's fair. The double bane, huh? Also, even though the chats have been more spares than usual, we still have been chatting for a long time, which means you've gotten behind schedule. Oh yeah, that's fine. Today is I'm in my relaxed days. The next 3 days is like chill days. There's no projects. No projects. Most of the stuff that I'm planning is for Inktober. For October. So I have like a 4 3-day evenings. And by 3 days I mean actively brainstorming. So for stream schedule, there's no like third thing going on, which is that means I have all the time I can do, right? So I can probably, and that's not saying that we should. That's not suggesting that we should. We could probably yap for another 4 hours before that. You honestly don't know if you could continually speak on Steam in a voice that would keep people awake. Probably not. The idea is to be as comforting as possible. But hear me out. Hear me out. I match the energy of the person that is talking. So like, if you feel like you're sleepy and you want to sleep, it's not because I necessarily did it intentionally. The idea is that I'm trying to read your energy, right? And what I mean by that is I'm imagining you speaking right now. And the tone and diction and the topic you're talking about requires a specific like I'm stereotyping, obviously. I'm profiling your reading. But if there's someone else who's like talking about, oh man, this is the worst, you know, this is the worst thing since sliced bread, like this is garbage, like you're an idiot, then I can probably sound like someone that can keep someone awake. Because the thing to do is to match the energy. And I still treat people like when you're writing, you're typing, and certainly you might be saying, well, you're guessing, right? How I sound and what my demeanor is. It's like, that's perfectly fine. The reason I do that is for practice. I have to understand that people don't meet each other face to face and they don't like talk. There's no nonverbal cues, but I can still practice how to speak calmly and stuff. And jokingly and exaggerate and laugh for appropriate moments, for sure. Code swapping, code switching, if you will. Also, you honestly don't know. Yeah, okay. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, as physically you can shout every word loudly. Yeah, pretty much. But you have noticed that you adjust how you engage in conversations with me depending on how many comments are worded by inferring your mood, but lack of a better word, matching that mood. Yeah. I'm basically inferring the mood of your tone. So if someone is sad or they start talking negatively, sometimes I can choose to contrast the person, but the mood of the speaking will try to match the person's mood. So like if someone is very down but they're speaking negatively, I will speak about positive things, but in a very like a more toned down version, right? So that it doesn't meet I'm inferring that the person understands that being positive is helpful. But if you sound too chippy and you start like getting really excited and talking about this thing, that might not match their energy, the way they're talking. Now, if they were talking about, oh yeah, man, dude, I've done these, I've spoken like that before, but it requires that perception. Like when someone, like, a good example is someone passionately expressing how awesome a scene is. It's like, oh, you know what? Yes. And on top of that, just wait for it. Salted caramel apples. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I ran out of ideas. Like, I'm started thinking about food, but I don't know where I was going. I don't know where I was going with that example. I truly, I thought of a fair, so like maybe like a Capona, or like a Riverside Fair, and the first thing I was gonna say funnel cake, but salted caramel apples. You also have a vivid memory of you speaking to me in a demeaning way, as inoffensive of a way as it is possible. It was towards the end of the night where all of your comments were disconnected from each other, as well as some of them clearly showing I didn't listen to you at all. Yeah, that's fair. Yep. But it's all inference. So naturally it would be very excellent to have the other person be more communicative, right? Because the ball's in your court, Chief Brokaw. The ball's in your court. The inference generally is only as reliable as how consistent your diction is. Because I can't hear what you're saying, right? I can't see you. I can't see your body language, right? And all of this stuff. But hear me out. But it is so, it's to the point now, it might even be overwhelming how much information someone gives away when you meet them in person. Or like, every once in a while, you know, I go to Otakon, right? In a year. I can't tell you how much, for lack of a better word, security. There's quite a lot of security. Like I'm like comforted in the idea that I can actually see the person. Like I know this sounds like most people's scariest nightmare, where, oh, you're gonna meet someone IRL, what do you say, you're all nervous. I have the opposite effect, in my opinion. When I see someone and I can see their body language and their voice and their tone quality and what they're doing in context, it removes so much doubt that I have. Like, it removes so much doubt, because you can see inconsistencies, you can see dissonance, you can observe things like their tone quality dropping off, and there's so much to observe. It's almost reassuring. And in my opinion, it's because I miss having that. Now, on the flip side, if you're someone who spend most of their time believing this is a social norm, you communicate through text, emojis and stuff, then in that environment, it is overwhelming. It becomes incredibly overwhelming. Instead of a place of nostalgia and a pining for like academic interactions, like I want to go and step through a university without getting kicked out for being like an unwelcome guest, because like strangers can't just step onto academic grounds with, like, it's a little weird, right? So but I pine for those. Those are my nostalgia moments, right? I spend more of my time interacting with people in that way, in an office, in a seminar room and whatnot. However, on the internet, if that is your major mode, I want to bring people to that. In fact, I have, he's fine with this, I think. I have a social experiment right now, and it's more like a friend taking a friend. I'm curious how he's going to take to it. It can be very shocking. It can be like, but the nice thing is I can use a proximity to read his body language and be like part of it. So his body language and his verbal and decision making and moving reassures me. It gives me a lot more comfort in knowing that I'm not misreading because of the limitations of reading text, right? The idea of quote unquote that comment that I get quite often is like, oh, it's like you're reading my mind in certain cases every once in a while just by reading your text, is because I'm taking guesses, taking chances on high probabilistic occurrences. And at the same time, the internet works in that favor. When you self-select yourself through various channels and whatnot, there's only some limit that the person will behave in a way. So that in itself can be also helpful, but it's not as a dynamic as being with the person, and it can also be a place of reassurance as well, right? So your skill levels develop relative to what is needed when you're someone who is trying to make the best of it. So I'm not saying that one is better than the other. You can most definitely see the pros and cons. There's more information in the other, but if you don't know how to use that information, it's overwhelming when you're normalized to limited information. And then using limited information to be challenged to make more of limited information is impressive. That's a different skill. So when you do both, then you can start doing, plugs and, triggering around. I can attempt to connect with people. Imagine a hypothetical, like what your face would look like, what your body language is right now, and how you're sitting in a position, interacting, and what the overall mood is, because I've been around people in that state, literally, right? Like, I've had roommates, I've had people who couldn't sleep, they crash on the couch, those things happen. So there is an archetype that I'm farming off of, and that can create a closeness that makes it sound like, yes, this person has been around other people, versus this person probably spend most of their time online because they focus on things that are very comforting and normalized, but they don't make it feel like they understand you in a different way. So that's kind of where you can pick it out if you're wise to it, but it's not necessary to be good at some of these things, or sufficient anyways. And I usually try to combine the two. So I make use of that. All the things that you can convey by speaking in a certain way that you can't convey by typing a message is the most common frustration you have for interacting with you. Yeah, that's pretty much someone you spend time with people. You spend time speaking, right? And interacting. But hear me out. Sometimes it's a double edge. If you meet someone who likes to interact in that way, right, online, it's a frustration. But if you find someone who doesn't interact like that way, it's no longer a frustration. If you know what I mean. So there's a lot of times it's double edged. If someone is enticing you to interact a certain way, you can become frustrated because you want to interact in that way. But if you meet someone who doesn't interact in that way, there would be no frustration because you have no incentive to interact that way. So to me, that's a double edge that I keep in mind, like for myself. Like it's the most sobering thought. Where if you want to be interactive and you're trying to like make these presumptions and archetypes, you have to welcome the idea that you will misinterpret those things, because there's only so much information you can gather with limited words, right? However, seeking a different way, this is what I typically hone in on, Procol. I don't know if we've gotten to, we're getting there. We start using sociolex. Sociolex is what that guy said, the guy that linguistic person that I watch. Sociolex. We start developing sociolex. So at some point, we could characterize a scene so vivid between us that we can ascribe it to a word, like keywords. So then socialex replace something that you can't do IRL. So that's a funny, interesting thing, right? Like, because the way you write the word, the way you picture the word is kind of is an unspoken thing too that can be really elevated while writing. So there are ways where you might be like, I don't want to make this like A is always better than B situation. While you are limited in things of conveying, humans who are motivated to interact find new ways that are not present in the other way. So here's one that online friends do. They do elevate emojis. Unfortunately, Twitch and YouTube does not enable that too much, but in Discord, like, there are things you can't do IRL, and I use to accentuate those, and that's where the vast majority of my interactions involve those. Send a link, share a link, what music interests you, because it's far more accessible than being live. Like, there are things that you do online that are fundamentally different offline that most people do focus on. And then there are things that are similar. But you and I feel like we have a established connection that the things that are similar are the things that we value quite a lot over the things that are different. In fact, most of the stuff that are different has become a barrier to wanting to do the similar things, which is like to form a connection with someone, right? Like, you can't emote. Some people can't emote, so therefore they don't like IRL interactions, or they don't like not seeing text and having to see face, right? Because that's a difference. These are differences, but in my eyes, they are similar too. So in order to see and appreciate similarities and differences, sometimes you might appreciate the similarities far more than the differences, and then fail to negotiate and capitalize on the differences as well. So in this case, there are things I can highlight that are transformative and emergent that are not present in the real world, or like not the real world. Like, here's a funny little thing. I just laughed because one of the not an influencer, they don't like saying the word influencer either. One of the content creators that I watch, they occasionally talk about like life things too, right? But within their scope of their interests. And they said that they made a really jabby remark. It's like, hey, you know, like, I'm not talking about like if this exercise is good for the real world. And then he made like a jab. It's like, well, isn't everything the real world? so my thought was, he didn't say any more. That's a good point. This is a thing called retronyms, which that linguistics person, I saw a short on the linguistics etymology person, and introduced the term retronyms. That's what happens when retronyms happen, where whenever you pick up a retronym, the first thing you thought about is like, but wait, isn't it everything? Like, for example, a retronym is real world. IRL is a retronym because without online, there wasn't IRL. So it's retroactively trying to distinguish between an experience when they were one and the same before. So how do you distinguish between online, like what's real? Online and offline is real. But you have to require to distinguish between what is online and offline. So oftentimes this contrast has been made where, oh, you know, I'm online with someone and then I'm IRL with someone. So IRL is a retronym, but everything is real. At least you want to believe that, unless obviously you belong to that group where you think life is a simulation online and somehow it's real offline. I don't know. What have you. catfishes and all that stuff. And anyways, this person made that comment. I'm way off track now. But what happens is there are very real things that happen online, and I want to emphasize and capitalize on those. So I say that it's very reassuring. I want to emphasize that it's reassuring to meet people in IRL and see them, because there's a lot of information. Now the difference here is the voluntary information they're speaking. Now, a command of the language, context, emojis, and stuff is different because it's voluntary. In IRL, one of the fundamental, this difference does not change. This is it's not even a double standard. It's intrinsic. What is often seen is that IRL is reassuring because those things are conveyed intuitively, right? Intuitively and almost compulsorily. So you're inherently offering more information than you're willing to give. And that is where the insecurity also comes from. And to me, it's a breath of fresh air, because I'm able to observe things that maybe they're not great with expressing with words. And that is one of the deficiencies online. The command of language, and there are things that language can do now with technology and stuff that are different, but they're not conveyed, because I actually think one of the rate limiting steps is the ability to express them in language. So at one point, I do agree there's a limitation for not hearing the person's voice and the face and whatnot. But when we're concerning about the potential of expression, it's one of those things where we keep talking about the potential of communication, but the potential is rarely ever reached. So while we're talking about the lack of audio, the lack of face, right? In the IRL situation, I think the IRL situation is completely deficient too, right? People rely on intuition a lot of times, which makes it obligatory. So I take advantage of that. It sounds like I'm making victims, but I'm taking advantage of it because it gives me more info that I can work with that otherwise is poorly expressed online. Now, is the internet going to be like that forever? I don't know. That is very difficult to know. When you have limited abilities to do something, humans find ingenuity and ways to circumvent the limitations to present an overall use case. So, you can't emote things. You can't reproduce the crab rave IRL on the spot. You need technology. And that's one thing that is expressive in a different dimension that is in IRL. Now, while I say that most people are very expressive in a different manner, they are nearly obligatorily catatonic a lot of times when you take them offline and into an IRL situation. And that to me gives me information that honestly pretty much is the reason why they're nervous and anxious, because to me that's information that they give without choosing to give. And that's where the internet comes in full force. You can choose to convey what you want, and at the cost of that ability to convey, let's not forget that your body language and your communication skills also needs practice, because you can convey the wrong signals or inappropriate signals when you don't do it. So it's both a pro and a con. You can inappropriately use your body language to give mixed signals, and in text it's kind of less likely if it's restricted. The downside is that's also one of the compromises of having a limited information as well. So complexity and simplicity is in this discussion, right? Sometimes complexity is very intuitive and natural because it's complex in a way, and then simplicity can become unnatural. But both their potentials are, in my opinion, a bit untapped due to the lack of communication skills. They're not potentially equivocated. Like, for example, do I feel like sometimes when I'm talking and writing, I'm not conveying my tone of voice or something like that? Like, yeah, kind of. But now we have like emotes and music and stuff. Here, I'll give you an example. There was one time where I communicated with someone for 6 hours and not a single text was typed. It was entirely communicated through linking music. So I did a fun little activity because the person said that they spend most of their time, and when they feel down, they listen to music, and then they feel like music really captures their emotions and whatnot. And I was like, all right, let's do a social experiment, like just for fun, like so we can really talk in their element, right? So what we did was we communicated through music. So like someone, there was one music there, like the whole song was about not figuring out what to do, and then I linked a song about, well, you got to decide what to do. And it was really fun. So it communicated an emotion in a different way, and that's what emojis are, right? Emotes, gifs, they're shortened versions of that. So that in that way, IRL just cannot hold a candle to. You cannot. So there are different ways to imbue complexity, but I think Twitch and YouTube, I totally understand Procol. I'm not sure if you're still, maybe you're getting to, getting that, putting you to sleep a little. But the idea is that frustration, I think the onus is really on Twitch. But at the same time, like I could spend the day watching your links, but it would be not an appropriate place, right? But let's not. I think that internet though is incredibly expressive, provided that the technology is there, right? Like here's another social experiment that was fun to do, and that was we only exchanged recorded voice lines from each other. So basically, whatever you were gonna say, you tap the record button and you just send the record. So instead of typing the message out, and instead of using a text to speech, the person said the lines, and then we sent each other back and forth, only saying the lines, the audio of the lines. And you're wondering, what type of social experiment is this when it comes to interpreting people's information? Sometimes when you're in IRL, there can be too much information, and if that too much information, it can make you miss details. So kind of like if you close your eyes, you can hear someone's voice in greater detail, right? Or you can, if you close your eyes, mouth, and ears, you can read someone's text in greater detail because your focus is elsewhere. You can focus on the diction instead of trying to focus on what the perception of that person's voice is, right? So there's lots of ways, in my opinion, that can really tell yourself if you're reaching the potential of your expression. And personally, conservatively, I genuinely think that the overall ability to communicate and express has not reached its potential in either case, online or offline. So it's a great way to explore. I think I don't want to make people think that IRL is always goated. The idea is that IRL for me is my wheelhouse. I spent most of my life in that context. Like that's where most of my communication skills come from. So having an opportunity to go back to it is like, oh man, that's great. Now hear me out. What happens when you meet someone who's online most of the time? IRL. That information, while I have more information, it might not be correct information. Like, it might not be accurate information because it's dependent on how that person's communication skills are with their body language and their speaking voice and whatnot. So you can still encounter the most common frustration, and that's not being able to communicate your intended expression through your body language. And why do I think that is also true? There wouldn't be communication specialists and like speech coaches and seminars and stuff, despite predating the internet. Because sometimes people don't communicate well with their body language. My comfort is that I have more information that I can use, and it's largely because when I'm streaming and stuff, much like your consternation, I agree with you. It's frustrating because I would love to have more information from you, like get more information from you, but with you having to do less to get that information. So whenever I ask someone, someone comes by, it's like, hello, how are you? And I'm like, how's your day? Like, what have you been up to? That involves you requiring to write it in a way that may be interpretable to me in order to do that. And then I have to reciprocate in that way. So until that becomes like a social norm or some way of triggering some sort of, I don't know, dialectic impressions, this is what we have. Otherwise, you could just give me that stinky eye, or you can like slouch back in your seat right now, like your eyes blinking asynchronously, and I'm like, he's tired. He should go to bed now. My image of you right now, if you're getting tired, is occasionally when someone gets really tired when I talk for too long, right? Or when I'm talking and they just like listen. Eventually the people that I've known, they get to this point where like when they blink, one eye would blink slightly faster than the other, and then that gives you that like really impressionable sleepy look. And that's what I'm imagining right now. Sorry, Prokol, to put you on the spot, but that's it. We'll stop there. The like one eye, you're probably your like weaker eye, your more tired eye is more closed than your awake eye. You know that feeling. I've been there. I think. I don't know if I don't remember the last time someone see me with like the sleepy look. Maybe. I rub my eyes. That's what I do. And do the eye rubbing or like the and then open my eyes again. Daily. All right. So anyways, step by step. Here we are. We'll get through our lessons today, right? What are our two characters? Lee. Lee was a bit of a disappointment. It's Plum. It's fine. We link it with May or Plum as well. And Zhu. Oh no, Bamboo. No, Ji, not Zhu. Ji. Right. For records. All right. Hunky Dory. Let's get into this.
伴奏，
伴奏 play music plus ban partner accompany. Fair enough. Accompany musically. 他喜欢用干净 right 干净伴奏 the piano.
他喜欢用钢琴伴奏。
Oh no, 钢琴 not 钢琴 钢琴 wrong tone.
伴奏，
Oh, why is that so aggressive? Why is your 伴奏
终于，
so aggressive? 终于 loyal within, yeah, loyal in is loyal to, fair enough. 他终于自己的姓what? I'm gonna guess 姓林信念 oh yeah, it's 信念 the thought. Dang it, that's thought. Belief thoughts. Dang it, 信念
他忠于自己的信念。
Dang it, that's a drop.
终于，
终于
丧失，
丧失 Alright, I kind of dropped this yesterday, huh? 丧 which is lose. 丧失他因为意外丧失了记忆
他因为意外丧失了记忆。
what the memory 记忆 thought okay, it's memory, but I forgot how a yi works. How does a yi work? Oh, recall.
丧失，
丧失
梅花，
梅花 The other plum blossom instead of 梨花梅花在冬天开放 Really? I didn't realize that.
梅花在冬天开放。
I didn't realize plums blossom in the winter.
梅花，混合，
混合 mix together or mix or fit. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. I had to yawn. To blend, okay, mix together. I mix together this one. 我们需要混合这些还料 No, that's not 还料还料
我们需要混合这些颜料。
颜料 I keep getting yen and huan. Ooh, I need to look at huan. What am I thinking of? I'm not thinking about huan. I'm actually thinking about yen, but I don't get yen for whatever reason. face, or color, or complexion. Wait. Like countenance, right? 颜料.
我们需要混合这些颜料。
Wait, 颜料 might actually be. Oh, no, you know what? I thought it was countenance, but it could be straight up color. No, it's countenance. Yeah, I'm thinking of face, complexion. And for whatever reason, I'm thinking it's Juan. That's not the first time.
混合、
混合.
伴奏、
伴奏. Man, the bun is so strong. 伴奏. 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 Oops.
终于、
终于.
梅花、
What? Oh. Just kidding.
丧尸、
丧尸.
混合、
混合. All right. Wheat. Oh, why? It's fine. 小麦. 小麦是一种什么？一种 I don't know what that is. 物。
小麦是一种谷物。
谷物. Well, that is an interesting. Although it still has weapon. Interesting. Ah!
小麦、
Yeah, we kind of struggled with by yesterday, taking it in.
演奏、
演奏. Perform music makes sense. 他们在公园演奏音乐.
演奏、中心、
中心. Loyal hearts. Loyal devotion. 一整 No. 一直要表现出中心. That's interesting. 表现.
他一直表现出忠心。
表现. Sorry, not 见. 表现. 一直. So he really expressed 表现. Shown, express. But how does the 现 work? Present. Oh, okay. Out. Express out. Loyalty. Okay.
中心、丧生、
上升 to 他在一次意外事故中上升事故
他在一次意外事故中丧生。
事故 or accident. Interesting. Or is it a combination? 意外 is accident. But 事故 interesting. 意外事故中 I guess maybe this whole thing. UI is occasionally like simplified to mean accident. Maybe this is a full fat phrase for it because it's of an accident due to it. Maybe it's due to the accident. So it's saying lost due to accident. One in accident. That time with accident.
丧生，
丧生
美酒，
美酒 on wine makes sense. 我喜欢喝美酒 I don't actually know if I have any experience with plum wines.
美酒，
Not sure. I don't know what that tastes like. I mean, I imagine it's an acquired taste, but I'm kind of curious if I can differentiate. Like, does it... I wonder how distinct it is. 笑什么？
小麦，中心，
中心
美酒，
and May is not quick on the uptake.
丧生，演奏，大麦，
大麦 of course 大麦 is barley. Actually, I have no idea that barley was bigger than wheat. 大麦用来 You know, after seeing Clarkson Farm for so long, you would think I would at least be able to identify that barley is than wheat. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, maybe they... I'm not entirely sure if they ever... Pretty sure they had barley. Among other things. 大麦。大麦用来什么？用来 Uh-oh. 用来 something 有 brewing. I feel like I've seen you before. Young. Just kidding. Now I don't remember. Young. Neo. Bathroom. No, I don't remember. Young Joe. Interesting.
大麦，吞，
When swallow. Boy. When wait, what is the top thing supposed to be? Heaven? Oh, okay. I can see it. Holy, I have even more characters. Man, we're really leaning hard on the characters. Like, I think we have 2 extra characters this time around. Tom is in front of the infirmary, where he's being treated by some doctors on the sidewalk. Sure. He is in pain from Jerry beating him up, and the doctor puts some medicine in his mouth that he swallows. It unalives him, and he slowly floats towards heaven, wondering what it was that he swallows. Tom's in front of the infirmary. Right. Tom's in front of the infirmary. Having swallowed through his mouth something questionable from Jerry's antics. Unfortunately, the doctor was unable to save and his soul floated up toward the heavens. This is more like a scene. I am thinking more of a scene, like how you would see in Looney Tunes. He'll be back. Being twin. What? Combine swallow? Oh, I see. I see how that's annex. Interesting. That is really that's a funny one. To annex something, because annexing something is something that's something maybe bigger or more powerful or more influential, taking over something else. So swallowing, that's funny. To combine, but it is an act of taking over, swallowing something else in. That's kind of funny. Sluggishly. Come on, twin. Slow, swallow. Alright, sure.
吞
Twin.
掉
Yao. Oh no. How is this different from Gua? Oh wait. Oh, tell me. Diao Gua. Come on. Give me Gua Diao. Gua Diao sounds fine. It's 4-4, so Gua Diao or Diao Gua sounds fine. I think 4-4 makes for good dominance. Diddy Kong is in the bathroom of the barn, right? Which has been flooded with stinky manure. Okay. He jumps from sink to a place to a piece of towel that hangs from the ceiling, hanging onto it with his mouth. He stays. No. Oh, okay. So Diddy Kong in the bathroom of the barn, being charged to clean up the manure. Let's say manure all over the floor. So he holds his mouth, right, because it stinks. And hangs from the ceiling with his tail, right? Start, I guess, wiping. That's not how I'm thinking more like shovel, but wiping up. Okay, we're just gonna say poop. Oh, sorry. Start wiping up the poop with a towel. Right. Okay. Come on, where is it? Oh, there isn't. Interesting. Hanging lamp, Diao Deng, and Diao Huan for gymnastic rings. Interesting. So,
吊
huh.
蟹
So different hang. 蟹. Ooh. Machinery. What is this? Sai? No, kai. Kai. 蟹. Intriguing. Xena is in the bathroom of the electricity plant. Go on. Working with some electric powered machinery to build a fence in the bathroom. In the middle of the tile floor, she feeds the machinery, which is powered by a long power cord that hangs from the ceiling, a big tree and a halberd. And out the other end pops a fence. Afterwards, she used the halberd to cut off any bits of splinter from the before using some separate machinery to install the fence into the top. Alright, alright. Alright. So Xena is in the bathroom of the electricity plant, commissioned to work on some stall, or to construct some stalls, right? So took some fencing, we're gonna say wooden fencing, and converted it into, I don't know, planks, boards, boards, boards with some electric powered machinery, and then smoothed it out with a handy, with the blade of a halberd. Except for a sword, I mean the halberd. Fine. 机械 apparatus. I got you. 机械 machinery. Okay. Alright. Yeah, 机械. It disarm. Y'all. Huh.
蟹鱼
Yi kind of looks like. Ooh. I think this is the second time soapbox has ever been used. Oh, hold on. Yeah, isn't Wu the only other time so far? Oh, the other one is Wu? Interesting. Okay. Mr. Soapbox. Or, in other words, a person waving to you. Looks like a person waving to you. Yeah, amusement. Yugi is inside the house bored. To get some amusement, he uses a card that summons a woman on a soapbox who sings silly songs for Yugi. He laughs with him. I'm actually... That's fine. That's cool. Recreation. When you... Interesting. Literature plus amusement. That aged interestingly. Amuse oneself. To you. I'm... What? Oh.
鱼
I'm certainly one who could relate to self-amusement.
大麦 调
Yo.
谢
Yeah.
吞
When
鱼
Yin. Dizzy. Wow, that is very dense. Got our chariot in the sun. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, but it's Yugi. Yugi is not too bad for chariot and sun. Yugi is in front of the infirmary where he's riding around on a chariot as the nurses and patients watch him. The sun is so bright. He goes around so fast that he starts to feel dizzy until he eventually falls off the chariot. The nurses run over and try to block the sun from his face so he feels less dizzy. Ugh. Okay. I mean, of all the people for chariots, it's definitely Yugi. Yugi can work that. Yugi is approaching the front of an infirmary, right? Being carried on a chariot. Uh, for medical attention. After passing out from sun exposure, from dizziness from sun exposure. Chariot's fine for Yugi. Yun is Yun. Yun. Instead of Yun is the other chariot. Yun Diao, the faint. Okay. Oh, To Yun. Is it fair enough?
晕胸
Xiong. You kind of look like Xiong. What happened to your lid? What the heck? How'd you... They mutilated Xiong. They mutilate the lid of Xiong. Okay. Cruel. Legs and treasure chest. Xena. Xena in front of the temple being tortured by the cruel monks in the rock garden. They cut off her legs and put them into a treasure chest that they then bury in the rocks. Xena screams at their cruel... Alright. Xena is in front of the... I guess the evil temple. Yeah, evil monks. She made... So in order to retrieve a stolen treasure. She swiftly... she took advantage of her dexterous legs to incapacitate, to knock out evil monks with the butt end of her sword. And retrieve the treasure, right? It's just basically road. And then treasure chest. Cruel monks. Well, we have to remember it's cruel monks. Actually, despite them, she has mercy. Despite being cruel. Feels more of a Xena thing.
凶探
To seek out? Oh, to search. I'm pretty sure this is Sakasu. Oh, you know what? That's interesting. I think this is Sakasu as well as yeah, Sakasu as well. But the current Sakasu we have is the blender. Soul. I'm pretty sure this is also. This is the one that I learned. I thought that was a little weird. Maybe they probably both mean search. Like, maybe this is Tan Soul, Tan Soul, or Soul Tan. Could be the combination. Tarzan is in the bathroom of the pawn shop where he works. Sure. He is seeking out a vintage walking crown. Oh, right, that's walking crown. That has been misplaced in the middle of the crappy bathroom. In the middle of the crappy bathroom, there is a tree with vines hidden from it. Tarzan jumps on a vine and swings around the dirty bathroom, seeking out the walking crown. Voila, he finds a finger holding up the... Oh my gosh. In art. Spying. Tarzan snuck into the bathroom of the pawn shop, or where he works. That's interesting. Alright. Sure, where he works. There is a hidden stash. There's a hidden walking crown on, I don't know, on a shelf in a wooden box, right? He is seeking, right? He's seeking out. He feels around with his fingers the top shelf and finds it, right? Okay. I was thinking maybe do some sneaky peeky. Oh no, there's no search, seek search. Tanting to visit, to seek out relatives. Okay. Inquire Tan. Oh. Really? Alright, well, that was a
探
Tan
黄
Huang Emperor. Okay. And that is the Emperor. So white scepter. The Emperor is always seen walking around with his white scepter. It is not a gold scepter like one a king would have, but it's a blinding white special material. Alright, and it's indeed the Emperor. Okay. I got you.
黄
Huang. Huan Dao something. No. I feel like Wang. I mean, I'm not sure if it was the king or the emperor. I think it's Huang, right? Something like Huang Xiang 到了到 or something. I forgot how they announce it. Oh, hold on. Let me... What is it? What does it say? Yeah. 皇上带到了 yeah 皇 yeah 皇上皇上驾到 right or something. Here arrives the wait I need what. Why do they not write it? Why do they write it without tones? Okay, so that's the Huangxiang. Huangxiang. Which jia is that? Can't see. I think it's jia. Huangxiang jiadao. Yeah, jiadao. Huangxiang jiadao. I almost feel like there should be a la or le. 皇上驾到了 or something like that. And then they would do like something like 皇上, like long live the emperor. I don't remember anymore. As a kid, my parents watch a lot of those C-drama stuff, or like the feudal like dynastic dramas, and you hear that announcement as a classic scene cut over and over again. Like it would cut to a new scene and it would announce that the emperor has arrived. Okay, yeah, we're combining 皇宫. 皇帝. Do I know D? I'm not sure if I know D. Supreme ruler. Oh, Wang Guang. Yeah, Wang Guang. Makes sense. Okay.
黄
Nostalgia.
兄
Okay.
晕
This
看
one can be a little tough.
黄
All right. Let's get it. Midnight Oil. Here we go. Let's get it. Ah.
视频
他上传了一个新视频。
The heck? The heck? I don't. Oh my gosh, that's a really terrifying way to start.
望
Whoops, I missed the S.
撞 扁
Ah, wrong tone.
热 海底
海底资源丰富，
Ocean bottom? Bottom of the ocean?
田地
这片田地的土壤很肥沃。
What in the world?
扭转
他想扭转局势，
Oh. to look at frequency. No, wait. What? 像 pass on a new look at frequency. Second video.
鞋敏
Oh, that was
小鸭
concerning.
小鸭游泳在湖中。
五公吨
这块石头有1公吨重。
Practice that.
你
That one's concerning. What in tarnation?
定位
我今天打电话给餐厅定位。
福
the heck? It's not womb. What in It's in one of the things though. I'm thinking what is it? All I can see is a walking corn stalk. What is this? Oil and legs. I genuinely have no idea. This gets a pass. A mushroom? Oh, you know what? It's in Crazy Pills. Oh, yeah, it's in Land. I know that. But I didn't think of it as mushrooms. Yeah, and it's in Crazy Pills. Dang. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna worry about components. Components they come and go.
富
It's not attached. It's what pay?
关门
商店几点关门？
Today's been pretty good. I think we're pretty loose today. Not bad. We yapped. Yapping is good. Yappity yap. Don't come. Sorry. Yakety yak. I think we could make a fun song out of that. Yappity yap instead of yakety yak. Why am I drawing?
山峰
山峰上的景色很美。
Fire.
炸药
警察发现了炸药。
激励
他用故事激励小朋友。
Like a mushroom. I'll show you some shrooms. I don't have any shrooms. Nailed it. What? Oh, I added a G. Whoops.
宾馆
宾馆的房间很干净。
捐款
我们需要捐款帮助贫困的孩子。
很
Oh boy. How did the portal work?
湖
The portal is a very recognizable. That's really
Then-
recognizable. This one's kind of loose. I feel like I'm gonna lose. Forget it at some point.
信贷
信用卡给你信贷。
Like sea bottom, seabed. Oh my gosh, I know sea. Let's just not do that, please. Let's just not do sea and ocean, okay? I know seabed sounds fine, okay? Just don't at me right now.
区域
这个区域很美丽。
What the heck is that? Tofu? Okay. Heck. Oh, whoops. That's Japanese.
盟友
日本是美国的盟友。
Okay. I kind of got stopped here a little bit yesterday, right? Okay. Fine.
猛虎
动物园里有一只猛虎。
Yo, what? Yo, what, mate? Heck, who's doing the...
允逃跑
我想逃跑。
不祥
天空突然变得很不祥。
Yep. 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 Yep, yep, yep. Oh, no. No, yep. Yep, yep.
联盟
这是一个国际联盟。
发怒
他因为这件事发怒。
Just to be anger. To be angry. Ah! It's fine. Difference. I did the reverse earlier. I did the reverse before too. In the other one. Instead of typing anger, I typed angry. 抵制
这是一个抵制的行动。
乳头
乳头是胸部的一部分。
Was that Ling? Oh, Ling Lei, no? 是不是？是不是另类？哦，
拖欠
他的房租已经拖欠2个月了。
拖 is weak too.
略，
What the? What the? I gotta reevaluate that one.
肉串，
吃肉串时要小心。
I totally poked my mouth before on a meat skewer. Totally. What the? Hold up. That's definitely good. Wait. Oh. Long 费时间 waste time. Oh. Like detest, or it's kind of detest, no? But I didn't think that was. Or is it hate? Wait. Oh, yeah, yeah. What? Hmm.
骨， 捐献， 另类，
她是一个另类的女孩。
Okay.
哲学家，
她是一位伟大的哲学家。
拐， 皮， 甜， 炕， 寺院，
他们在寺院里进行冥想。
Ah! Wait. Hmm.
勺， 夺取，
他们试图夺取城堡。
啊、
打败，
我们会打败我们的敌人。
It just sounds like defeat, but I was trying to remember what buy was. What was subscribed to buy? Goal board. What? I gotta review the tones. I think the tones are messed up. I think I got the tones kind of like mixed around.
闯出，
他从混乱中闯出来了。
痛恨，
我痛恨浪费时间。
I don't remember it being in the infirmary. How does it place it in an infirmary? Literally hate, but how was this placed in the infirmary? Of all things. Casting a spell that turns the soul of the hated get of. Okay. I can work. I can work with it. Don't spell bread. Is that bread or is that beard? That's beard. I can't tell you how many times whenever I go to type beard, I type bread.
西红柿，
你喜欢吃西红柿吗？
It's a skill issue. Uh-oh. I can only see lifeguard now. It's gone.
虚构，
这个故事是虚构的。
Oh, fictitious. That's right. Shigo. I'll never forget that. It'll be very hard to forget Shigo when I hear it. Because all I can think about is fictitious. Shigo. How things work out, you know? What? Oh, that's Jung. How am I getting those two mixed up? Is it because of fingers? As opposed to crown? Oops, that's Gong. What? Go, hold up. It's gone. Oh, wait. It's not gone. Oh, no, it's kind of gone. It's kind of like Wisteria. It looks like Wisteria. Dang. I thought I had it. Ugh. No, that's a typo. Okay, so let's think about this. I don't know how teeth works. I'm getting all sorts of mixed up on that. I need to process.
均衡，
他的生活很均衡。
珍贵，
这本书对我来说很珍贵。
爽，公，
It's not together. What? Oh, I really thought this was... Okay, that's probably not it then. Whoa! Oh, wrong tone. It's fine.
孤儿，
那个小孩是孤儿。
美德，
善良是他最大的美德。
Virtue? Moral? 美德? Huh. What?
祖先，
我们要尊敬祖先。
驾驶，
他的驾驶技术非常优秀。
Gotta make sure I don't mix up goat with the other.
纲领，
会议讨论了新的纲领。
How do you do like... It's something like system, but guideline system. Program system, sorry.
祖母，
我常常跟祖母一起玩。
粉红色，
他的脸颊是粉红色的。
What is going on? Oh, it's reversed. Okay. I need to review my teeth. Something's wrong with the teeth thing. Full of giant teeth. He chooses them around, chasing them out. No, this isn't gonna work. No, this isn't gonna. And then schwa is... The schwa makes it... Brush. Oh, I could have just said schwa ya and that'd be okay, because it's just ya, schwa. Now that I think about it. Nah, just think of schwa ya instead of trying to think about this. Just reverse them. It's fine.
树枝，
这根树枝很细，容易
住，大西洋，
大西洋的水很冷，
神圣，
神圣的仪式在庙里进行。
孤单，
他常常感到孤单。
谦，
Man. Is this not colorful? No, it's not colorful. Or is it? I could have sworn this is colorful. Oh. What? I might have encoded it inappropriately. There's a chance now.
平衡点，
我们必须找到一个平衡点。
心，平，桌，袖，寻，
Oh, it's Guy. It is Guy. That's my 50-50. I'm okay with. I actually want to look at Young. It's not Guy. I'm worried about. That's fine. What does Young look like? Or not Young. Yin. Whoops. Dang it. No, I'm not. It's a 50-50. So we'll have to. It's because of the new thing. Where is colorful? Here it is. Yin. Oh. That's because it has soil, elbow, and dish at the same time. But it has the left side instead of flowers. Okay. That's fine. Guy is fine. No need. Not concerned.
焦土，
焦土政策是一种军事战略。
That was the only other alternative guy after Yin. What?
"彼此，
我们彼此信任。
Or compare? I guess compare is better. Compare like this? Or like? Just like, maybe? Oh, 彼此. I feel like it's a little bit different. Hmm. What am I thinking here? What was I thinking there?
渴望，
他渴望成功。
共，
Oh.
宅，
Oh. Wait. Oh, what does this? Dwelling, yeah, that's fine. Heck, I wanted to type something else, but it doesn't make any sense. Or does it? It doesn't.
牙刷，
你的牙刷在哪里？
图，
That's very weak.
几千，
几千年的时间，
爬上，
山太高了，我没爬上去。
Climb up, but climb is fine. Climb is understood.
英文，
你的英文很好。
Wait. Somehow I just want to straight up say this, but
背心，
okay.
我今天穿了一件新背心。
Oh, facing. That's Japanese. I lost it. It's gone.
除，
Really?
正义，
This is a figure of speech or something. Yeah, like familiar. Each other. I'm giving that a pass. Maybe not. I think that's pretty bad. How do I need something for that. Pizza, pizza, yeah, pizza is not great. I don't know how I can navigate that. It's kind of like especially. I lost this. I'm gonna type another feeling. This feels like a feeling here.
雄伟，
Okay.
这座城堡十分雄伟，
It's just like great, magnificent. Just great is good. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm gonna say it's
山，
practice that too.
结婚，
他们结婚10年了。
晚上，
电影今天晚上几点开始？
至，
What? Oh, I typed Z instead. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, this is ch.
彻底，
他们彻底解决了这个困难。
彻底.
Gai.
It's fine. That's not fine. What the heck, stone? What the stone?
马，
What the... How does that work? Stone and... What? Stone horse that uses a stage probably has a huge number carved into it. Oh. It's interesting. It's fine. We'll just use legacy for that, I suppose. Until it runs out. Ooh. Oh boy. What is that? I feel like it's... Ooh. Hmm.
柳， 欠缺，
我们还欠缺经验。
What? Hmm.
木， 农舍，
我想住在农舍里。
守卫，
这座城堡有守卫。
I still feel like it's like... Thing? Oh no, wait, that's not glove. Oh no. We practiced this and it's gone. Pretty sure the left side is supposed to be an. And then and beanstalk and oh, that's not what I meant. Like respect. Oh no, it's not. Dang it. Hmm. Hmm.
深
Hmm.
泼冷水
不要给他的计划泼冷水。
司令
我们的司令非常勇敢。
搜查
他们在森林里搜查线索。
Or search. It's fine. Search and investigate. Um.
考
Oh no, wait. It's
递给
请递给他这封信。
hmm. Huh. Hmm.
声调
这个字是什么声调？
River and Page.
“欣慰
双亲无比欣慰。
顺
Okay. What? It's to lose weight. Am I doing decrease incorrectly? Is that not Proto? I thought it was... It's definitely Ganfei. Oh, Jianfei. Oh, dang it. I got Japanese. Japanese. Dang it. I mixed up Japanese. Again. I'm not worried. That's fine. That'll be okay.
遭
What was this? So what? Like compare? So like each other? Okay. Like compare? I gotta write something for this. Yeah, because we have this and the other. This is like the other. There's not much I can do other than bootstrapping. I don't have anything other. And this is the second time this has come up, or third time actually. Maybe some part of me wants to type Nai. No, that's not it. That's, translation is not even. I swear it's by. It's like pay respect. Yeah, it's by.
拜
I only typed the respect, right? That's fine. Oh, that's rough. That's still really rough, despite what I did. And then I don't know what's going on here. Pretty sure this is xie. It's the right hand thing. Oh, I got silence. Did I not type the silence thing? I don't. It is what I think it is. We're not gonna deal with that. I can silence. I thought I typed that already. I might have typed 2 instead of 5.
时速
时速包括在内吗？
紫色，
Oh, so it's like a leaf blower. Leader? A commander? Fair enough.
意， 歇息，
累了就歇息一下。
Oh, Casper doesn't have an A.
骨瘦如柴，
那个小男孩骨瘦如柴。
I just randomly draw a blank.
是，
random blank. Oh. Oh, this one's weak. Oh my gosh, sure is really weak. Oof.
减肥，词，
That one's really weak too. Okay, we can add a few. So each other, I don't know. Pizza is terrifying. What is another? Bai eventually got we'll use Guy and Bai, sure. Guy and Bai, and then yeah, Faye, sure. Because of the Japanese makeup. Yeah, Shaw. Toothbrush. That's very unfortunate. Maybe one more. What was the... Do we have another character, maybe? Looking at the characters. They're largely okay. The trouble ones continue to be the trouble ones. Yeah, they're recurring trouble ones. Alright, 5 is pretty good. Oh, wait. Maida, that was virtue. That's fine. Yeah, no, yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty alright. Kind of slightly above average. Okay, let's get the... How were today's? I think today's were pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about today's characters. We're getting more characters than vocabulary work. Or we're getting almost as many characters as vocabulary words. We have Emperor. Shong. Ooh, this one's not the greatest. Yeah. Jay is not that great either. Quinn. Yeah. Oh no, yeah. Yen. Han. Wait, did I even read this? Juan? I don't think I even read this. No, I didn't. A white scepter? What did they use? Inside the chapel, dressed in his best suit and tie, attending superhero church. Presiding over the mass is the emperor, the superhero. Oh, okay. I think that's pretty okay. I didn't even read the mnemonic for that one. Holy heck. Okay, can you, thank you. Alright. On... on Joe. I forgot what the bottom thing is. Is that a tree? It's not. It's heaven. It's hard to see that it's heaven because the line is no longer visible to me. The one stroke makes a huge difference. Of course. Huan Yi. Oh no, not Huan Yi. Zhong Yi. Mei Hua. Zhang Shi. Xiao Mai. Yan Zhou. Wen He. Zhongxin. Okay, Joe. Hey, Joe. Okay. 上升 大麦 Okay. Xena in front of the temple. Making quick work on her dexterous legs to retrieve. Right. To retrieve the treasure chest. From the cruel monks. And we have Diddy Kong, who's charged to clean the bathroom floor of all the poop in the barn, right? So he holds his mouth shut because it's stinky. Holds his breath, and hangs, right? Hangs upside down. Start wiping the floor with a towel. Okay. And we have Xena, who's in the bathroom of the electricity plant, being told to construct some stalls, construct some wind fences, and use machinery to produce boards on which she smooths out with a halberd. Alright. Then we have Yugi, who's in the living room of his house, bored. So wait, is that right? Oh no, that's this is Tom, who's in front of the infirmary. Konnichiwa. Friend. 私はという Oh, your name. よろしくお願いします。ようこそ。Let's see. So we have infirmary. Yes, infirmary. And then in an infirmary, Tom the cat swallowed something inadvertently, right? Swallowed something inadvertently through his mouth, and unfortunately the doctor could not rescue him as his spirit floated to the heavens. Jerry's machinations. So let's see. Now we have Yugi in the house. Pretty bored. So he decided to summon a female to perform on a soapbox, of all things. don't actually remember the stroke order for this. Good enough. Soapbox, right? For his amusement. Then we have Yugi, who's in front of the infirmary, or he's being carried to the front of infirmary on a chariot. On a chariot after a lot of sun exposure. Passing out from dizziness, right? And we have Tarzan, who was told to go to the bathroom of the pawn shop that he works at to seek out a hidden wooden container that contains a vintage walking crown by feeling around on top of a shelf with his fingers. Okay. Then we have the Hulk, who is inside the chapel in his best suit, attending the Emperor of the World, the Emperor of the Superheroes. Okay. Alright, we got 3 vocabulary words. 鼻子, 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 鼻子. Wait, was there a heart? Oh no. It's kick and... Oh no, that was... Oh. That explains why it looks off. Eats it. Oh, beats it. How am I gonna... This? Let's wrap it around in this. So... This... It's like the other. Each other. I have to reinforce that. Okay, and then Jian Fei. I ended up using a combination. It was not great. Jian Fei. Jian Fei. Gen, right? Gen. Jian. Jian Fei. Fei is... lose weight. Ya Shua, right? Ya Shua. No. Yes, Ya Shua. Ya Shua. Shua is... So Ya Shua, toothbrush. And 2 characters. Guy and Bai. Guy is very elaborate. We have flowers, dirt, elbow, and a dish. Guy for lid, and then bai. Bai 是什么？bai 哪个 bai？Oh, we were fine with bai, but it was practice. Sure, practice. Bai. Or pay respect. All right. Well, that's it for that. Good times, good times. It's a slightly above average day. Slightly above average. Alright, folks. That's a wrap for our HanziHero session today. If you're gonna watch this later, 谢谢. As always, feel free to follow along. Pick up HanziHero for yourself. Give it a try. Let me share some thoughts, exchange some ideas, right? Talk about what we think about it, exchange some strategies, keep each other motivated, right? Always welcome. We yapped a lot today. The yapping kind of just carried over between Wanikani and HanziHero today. Talking about decision making. A lot of times it deals with decision making. Decision making going into studying, language learning. It's usually mostly connected. I ended up with a spiel about cloud chasing and finding personal motivations over dependent motivations. And then we talked a little bit about like sleeping hygiene, right? But more so how to holistically improve sleep hygiene by possibly elevating all the other types of things like decision making during the day, trying to be proactive and not necessarily distributing a lot of energy to focusing on negative stimuli and a whole host of other things. Touched upon communication once again, largely due to the nature of reading texts, right? Interacting with the individuals who may want to explore the extent or potential of communication through different mediums. That's usually my mantra. Communication is really wonderful. It can be transformative, and I stay by usually what I'm saying most of the time. When one becomes habitually accustomed to doing something, there's often a streamlined effect on it, and that streamlined effect reduces the potential cap on the ability to innovate or iterate. And I think the finding unifying theme for the human condition is that when one remains complacent, they no longer start learning new things, and learning new things become more and more difficult. This also introduces stagnation through the lack of problem solving. That was like what I started with in Wanikani from a discussion prior to streaming that dealt with the idea of the process of decision making has been very almost deceptively reductively simplified online due to algorithms, confirmation bias. They're both incredibly impactful and also incredibly limiting. So streamlining the process, streamlining your life, optimization may seem optimized when everything is perceived as being clear and confirmed, which I don't think that is usually the reality of things. But having discussions kind of opened the door for dissonance, but not so much dissonance in the sense that it can be negative. It can be, obviously, it can be negative. but it can also lead to innovation, iteration, and optimization. And it's something that relates all the topics of today. Being able to play sequels of video games, learn language learning through multiple apps, not necessarily having the distraction of confining yourself to your coping strategies that deal with a limiting ability to problem solve or see things as a larger connected process, right, or journey. So I usually use the springboard for language learning nowadays to demonstrate that type of logical fallacy in terms of if someone is sad and depressed and projecting their negativity onto someone who clearly is not while doing something similar, that is kind of the stuff that I'm addressing. And that communication is not quite clear because one might be projecting their fears while not quite expressing it in a manner of concern and compassion, but more possibly unintentionally coming off as narcissistic and fear mongering. I still recall the times and I reminisce and shared a lot about the times of the early days. And early days is not even that long ago. It was 2 years ago since roughly now 2 years ago since I started the language learning journey. And I still have yet to encounter the incredible fear mongering that I encountered when starting with Japanese and Duolingo Japanese. Still, it's rarely a thing. And that deals with all the various themes that I covered today. And a lot of it can be somewhat generalized in the idea that if you have a balance of things that work and things that you are trying and learning, oftentimes unknowns become more manageable. And that can ultimately lead to that one huge digression we had, and that is what type of advice or tip or something that I may share conservatively to improve one's restlessness or like to reduce restlessness when trying to go to sleep, right? And usually that's, in my opinion, the pursuit of self-exploration and self-enrichment and self-improvement. That pursuit comes with balancing doing things you can do, know how to do, and have confirmed pretty well, and then challenging them and also continuing to start new things while preserving old things, right? It's the starting new things and entertaining new ideas and finding ways of new communication, having the drive to want to do that, to see it, how it connects, and making decisions to connect your free time with all your previous skills instead of compartmentalizing them is something that I am very open about. Someone who chooses to separate their hard work and their experience is one that I feel like spends excess energy demonizing something for the sake of objective efficiency versus their own cognitive desires. Like, for example, demonizing using English with the facilitation of facilitating the acquisition of other language. Certainly that is a sacrifice of efficiency or ideal situation or objective of best things. But in what terms is that sacrifice at the cost of one's own mental consistency, right? Like, if you tell yourself you can do it, then that's great. I'm not really referring to those people. Usually I'm talking about those people who feel like they're dragging on, they keep doing the same thing and it's not getting better. Exercise in insanity right there, right? Rarely ever finding motivation to continuously push, not necessarily push like harder, but push for discovery while maintaining certain routines. Like, I don't think I'm any less enthusiastic, at least in my opinion, any less enthusiastic on the first day and compared to day 258 right now. And usually when I stop doing something, it's because something more interesting came along, not because of boredom or lack of progress or lack of being able to solve one's problem and giving up. And this is specifically going back to the very first topic I mentioned today, which is choosing. And we're specifically again talking about choosing, volunteering decisions, not talking about things you have to do. You can save all your energy and your coping strategies and those things that you build up to engage in things you have to do. Specifically when it comes to target language learning and using language and video games and those type of decision making, they're voluntary. So today I was reminded consistently, and I wanted to talk to someone, in a public manner. I was curious why it feels like the thing that they spend their free time to do, the thing that they're choosing to do that is they tell me it's exciting, it's nice, it's cool, and yet they are unable to do it. Or do it frequently, and that's kind of the things I'm exploring now. Like, when someone says they enjoy, like we'll use the classic language learning thing. If someone says they enjoy language learning and they enjoy seeing other people learn a language, then it doesn't communicate that, in my opinion, when they spend more time spreading fear and working against the things that people are doing instead of trying to improve and proactively, synergistically work with them. If you do not like seeing someone improve in language learning, and you say you do and yet you don't, like when you like demonstrate that you don't because you tried to correct it, and then instead of like asking or whatnot, like you're compulsorily correcting and whatnot, then that's not the same thing. It's dissonance. And that's probably one of the other central themes of today. Dissonance. It's not particularly hurting my lifestyle too much to have people have communication or miscommunication. I've had plenty of miscommunication. It's the idea that if you're able to stay, learn from each other, and talk about it, leaving being avoidance and then reconfirming and settling on your ways, that's what I mean. There's not much learning in that. So it's very ironic when someone comes and introduce themselves as a very emphatic learner and a scholar, and the behavior that they have is myopic, egotistical, narcissistic, and avoidant, right? So if that's what you want to communicate through your behavior, I'm all for that. If you come up and say something that depicts your behavior and your diction, it makes sense. I'm good with that. But that's not what I get a lot of times. And when people share, when I'm sharing my interests, like, oh, hey, this is pretty cool. And someone's like, oh, yeah, this is really cool. I started the game, 6 months ago and I haven't touched it since. Like, I think there might be a miscommunication with yourself, or maybe with me. Like, I'm not entirely sure. Doesn't that imply something different? And it's good to explore those things. I think with exploration of those things, people get good night rest, right? They start being interested in their own lives more so, in my opinion. And if someone is there to ask them, like, why do you do this? Can you explain it to me? I think it increases, in my opinion, is what I can do as a stranger or someone outside them to encourage them to be interested in their lives. I think an increase in your interest in your life when you're awake and doing things about it and exploring new things ultimately does lead, I think it encourages the person overall to find benefits from sleeping after a good day's exploration and enrichment, right? And that's what I'm gonna do now. So you're more than welcome to come on by. I genuinely say this. The entire purpose of me doing this stuff publicly is to welcome the wild card of discussion, because I don't have to tell myself how to learn Japanese and Chinese alone. I'm curious, genuinely curious, how others go about navigating their desires, their motivations, their routines, and how they, confront and deal with dissonance when it comes to seeing how other people learn things. It's interesting. It's a very interesting relationship. And I do this even when I'm not streaming, right? I watch others, then I am the observer. And I've learned quite a lot in these last 2 years. A lot in the sense of affirming things and refuting other things, or making distinctions between like video games. It's surprising. A lot of the stuff is surprisingly, the issues or problems or dissonance are very, you can draw a lot of parallelism between them. So yeah, perhaps it would be cool to meet someone who completely refutes that and they offer me a different narrative. That's what I welcome, right? We can discuss it. It'll be great. Have a great yap session. Learn from each other. I'm kind of excited to see how far or how long I can go before their serendipity brings together someone who is also incredibly vivid and committed to such a exploration of learning, right? The learning process, as opposed to what I feel the internet has selected for: results based decision making. Anyways, until then, yeah, you're really welcome. So until next time, 大家下次见, right? 感谢观看. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.